Well, hello, my friends, from a very dark Scotland. We will get about 7 hours of sunlight today here, but thankfully the sun is shining. It's been raining for the last week, and so I'm glad to be speaking to you from a sunny day. Um, this is the third email I believe that I've sent out from Enneagram for Wholeness, and I know that there's a lot of new people getting this email. So I'm not going to do a bunch of intro stuff here, but if you have any questions, please feel free to respond to this email. I just want to update you on what's happening and what's been happening. And the first thing, which you may have already read, is the gratitude reflection above this video. Gratitude is a really important practice for me as an Enneagram 4 who is really aware of what's missing. I really need to be working with gratitude. And actually, as I wrote this reflection, I realized that there's such a four-ish tone to it. But I realized, I have a gift to bring to this as a person who sits in a lot of longing or who has that tendency. I have a tendency to really feel like I need things. Sometimes I go and try to get them on my own, and sometimes I long for things that maybe can't be fulfilled, but I do have a lot of contact with what it's like to feel like I have a need. And so practicing that sense of need alongside the gratitude for what has been given and what I needed once and then received is really important for me, and it's a part of the narrative of gratitude. And so I hope you enjoy that reflection. I hope you enjoy thinking about what it means to be dependent and how focus and time spent becoming aware of our different ways of being dependent can birth gratitude that's really grounded in reality and also really heart-centered. And not just head-centered. I think it can be really easy to think about what we should be thankful for and then sort of speak about that. But we also have the opportunity to feel gratitude in really meaningful ways when we come to recognize our need. So I hope you enjoy what is written above. In other news and what is below this video, we have presence, which is sort of an annoying name. But I didn't know what else to call it, because here's the thing. I don't love selling things, specifically selling things about presence, because often we think that if we get one more thing, that'll help us be here. And so I created this series with Sarah from Icelandish, largely because so much of what our work with the Enneagram is learning how to come to presence and how we actually don't need much. We can just be. And so these things that you can buy are reminders of that. Clearly, you don't need them. And clearly, whoever you give them to, if you give them as a gift, doesn't need them, but that's the nature of gifts and the nature of abundance. So I consider these presents a part of abundance. And so if you're going to be giving a gift, why not give a gift that is a reminder of how to be present with ourselves and with each other. Yeah. Also, they're beautiful. Sarah's work over at Icelandish is amazing. There's links below, but you can go check out the other stuff that she does. That's a lot of environmental and nature-based work. She also does really interesting work on landscapes, but also on she has a really cool print that I love about refugees. She's very socially engaged, and she does great local and global minded work. So outside of that, you can go to the store on my website to find and purchase those gifts. There's lots of different price points for different kinds of gifts. Other than that, I'm also offering typing type discernment interviews. I'm starting to call them type discernment interviews instead of typing interviews because I think that makes a little more sense to people. So I'm offering type discernment interviews that you can purchase on behalf of someone else. I would recommend not purchasing that if the person you want to purchase it for doesn't know about it at all or is skeptical of doing Enneagram work. I would suggest purchasing that gift for someone who's already communicated interest, because otherwise they probably won't get very much out of it. We don't want to be forceful or passive aggressive about offering people the gift of a type discernment interview. But that is an option if you know someone who's been interested in doing that. You could give that as a gift to them. Also, I wanted to let you all know about virtual coaching. It's been going really well. I was pretty nervous about it, knowing how, it would be to FaceTime and do work with people, but really been enjoying it. And I have a few spots left open, but I have limited availability because of time change. So if you are free on Monday or Wednesday mornings for, which is US time, which is my evening time, those are the times that I have left to set up more regular monthly or every other week coaching. Other things available in this email, there is a link to the video of work I did with Caroline Lee about what the Enneagram is, how to hold it as a map. That's just a free resource for you. We did it as an Instagram live video. There's also a link to work that I did with Science Mike. He and I talked about the Enneagram and skepticism. So it's a little bit more of a philosophical account of what the Enneagram is, and I love that. So he and I are also looking to take that show on the road. We're going to go visit specific communities that have kind of Enneagram skeptics and true believers and talk about kind of how to hold the Enneagram as an idea in a system of ideas. Just thinking through what it is and what it's not and how it can be misused and the reasons that people might be skeptical of the Enneagram. So I love that stuff. That's really fun for me. So there's links below for how to connect with all of that. And lastly, there is a way, I'm going to start a new little section in these emails about resources you can connect to. And this week, or this newsletter, it's with Abby Robbins from Conscious Enneagram. They are an amazing yoga and Enneagram teacher, and they're really interested in developing new language as well as helping people to focus on the body for Enneagram work. So I would really encourage you to connect with them. All right, I think that's all. This has been a long video. I hope you enjoy all that's available to you in this email, and please reach out if you have any questions. And a happy holidays to everyone. You won't hear from me again until the new year.